Good evening. Good afternoon, I should say. It's Don here, and what you're looking at is a live picture of what's going on in Torrance, California. As some of you probably know, we've already done a couple of live streams about this. There was a mass shooting in Monterey Park, California, last night around about 10 o'clock. A man opened fire, kills 10, and injured another 10. Now, it was said that this van, or a van like that, was parked outside of the venue where the shooting occurred. They found this van parked in a shopping center, a strip mall, in Torrance, California, several miles away from Monterey Park. And now, as you can see, SWAT team members have not only surrounded the van, they have gone inside of the van, and we don't know if there's anyone inside of the van outside of these cops, but this is what's happening right now. Let me bring up the volume and see what's going on here.
What's inside the van, and we may not know for a bit of time what exactly they find, because they do control, law enforcement does control the information that is released to the public as they continue their investigation. So we are just watching all of this unfold live. Many people still reeling and outraged and emotional over the shooting that happened last night.
Absolutely. Jim McDonnell joining us again. Again, he's been on the phone with us, director of USC Safe Communities Institute. You've seen the images now. I believe you were on a delay, but I'm sure you've seen the images now from Air 7 of those SWAT members going in. What do you make of what you saw?
Yeah, it appears from what we know that they approached, they made sure that, that what they had initially thought was confirmed. One of the operators then, as you mentioned, took the initiative to go in and be able to open the rear panel doors so that others could go in. There was one of the operators there with a backpack indicating that he was likely the tactical paramedic on scene. And so if there was a need to render aid, medical aid, there was an ability to do that immediately. That does not appear to have been the case, and that person also has the ability to be able to make a pronouncement as to whether that individual, if there is one in there, we don't know anything for sure at this point, but to pronounce somebody deceased as well, if that was what the circumstances dictated.
Sure, I got to assume, jump into conclusions from what we've seen here, that there are two options. Either the van's empty, or if there was or is an individual in there, that person is deceased. We can't see a person deceased from our vantage point. There's a portion of the van with no windows inside the doors to the left that they were searching. It's unclear if there is a possible person suspect in that portion of the van. But the law enforcement officers, those SWAT members, they have, in most part, stepped away. There still are some to the driver's side, door side, but those team members have stepped back from the van. They've gone through the initial search of the vehicle. So there certainly was not a live suspect in the vehicle. If there was someone in that vehicle, that suspect is passed away. The other option is that they did not find anyone. That would be a major concern.
And again, we are still waiting to hear from law enforcement on an update on this. We in our last press conference that we heard from them, roughly about 45 minutes ago, we didn't have many updates on this situation. But they did say that the suspect that they had been looking for was possibly in this white cargo van because it matched the description of what they had been looking for. throughout the entire morning.
Run this scenario by the possibility that the suspect was following the news updates and the alerts that law enforcement had put out that they were looking for a white cargo van, and it was ditched here. That certainly is a possibility, and that this is where the vehicle was found, that it matched the description, the possibility that they had the license plate and connect the dots on that. But after 2+ hours, maybe 3 hours here on scene at this location, they maybe have not found anything inside in terms of a suspect. Jim McDonald, that obviously is speculation.
Okay, so apparently there's no one in that van apparently who is alive. It could be an empty van, empty of any human person, or there was a human person in there and that person is deceased. These are pictures from ABC7 in Los Angeles, and they are going to continue the coverage with better video than this. I do apologize for the shakiness because, I'm only holding this with my hand from my phone. But that's where we are right now, and we'll be back later with more information if we get it. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.